Thanks for joining us. I'm Bill Quinn. So today we had another very interesting announcement from Donald Trump. Early this morning, he issued this post on Truth Social. In it, he says, "Free Tina Peters, a brave and innocent patriot who has been tortured by crooked Colorado politicians, including the big mail-in ballots supporting the governor of the state. Let Tina Peters out of jail right now. She did nothing wrong except catching the Democrats cheat in the election. She is an old woman and very sick. If she is not released, I am going to take harsh measures." This was posted this morning at 8:07 a.m. A fascinating tweet and a release. And so we thought it would be beneficial to take a moment and review what we've seen in the last several months now regarding this continued debate surrounding elections. So back in April, Tulsi Gabbard, the new director of national intelligence, appeared at a cabinet meeting and talked about an investigation and a search that they were conducting within records in the U.S. government. Here's what she had to say.
Long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our elections.
So very interesting. She brought out these searches that are being conducted and talked about some evidence that had been discovered at that point. And since then, she has made other comments regarding continued exposure of certain evidence. She hasn't made the details fully available as yet. So who is Tina Peters and why is Trump calling for her release? Well, we thought we'd spend a few minutes and give you some facts regarding Tina Peters' background and some of the work that's been done already to show what she had gone through since 2020 and specifically between 2021 and now that fuels apparently President Trump's wish that she be released. Tina Peters served as the county clerk in Mesa County, Arizona from 2019 through 2023. Following the 2020 election, there were certain concerns that she apparently had, and there was going to be some changes made to their systems in her county, and she elected to have a third party do a backup or provide a copy of certain information that was resident on the machines to ensure that it wouldn't be lost. Now, keep in mind, a county clerk is responsible for ensuring that data remain available according to the laws of the state and according to federal law. So this was done. And then subsequent to that, a number of authorities began to come forward with concerns around the fact that a copy of certain data had been made and calling that inappropriate and, in fact, unlawful in some cases. Ever since then, Tina Peters has gone through a series of steps done by authorities, done by the court, along with work by folks in the American public to attempt to make sure that whatever is being done is lawful and correct surrounding Tina Peters. In fact, both Mike Lindell, David Clements, and others have worked diligently to make facts available. And in fact, Mike Lindell participated in the production of a movie called Selection Code, in which they talk about the circumstances leading up to and surrounding actually Tina Peters being arrested and taken to criminal trial. Let's see a little bit from a trailer for that movie produced by Mike Lindell.
Local
local criminal investigations into Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters' alleged voting machine security breaches continues.
If I asked you this question before the 2020 election, are these voting machines secure?
I would have said yes.
And after the election,
I would have said yes.
what changed?
Tina Peters admits she brought in a consultant to make a forensic copy of the Dominion voting system in Mesa County.
I continue to think that our voting machines are too vulnerable.
Voting machines in Georgia and Texas switch votes from one candidate to another.
Virtually every machine was broken into.
Ballot recording machines.
Voting machines.
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 Voting machines.
Voting machines. Machines.
Machine.
Machine.
Machine. Machines, which are vulnerable to being hacked.
There is no serious person out there who would suggest somehow that you could even rig America's elections.
We've seen no evidence that any of our voting systems have been tampered with.
The November 3rd election was the most secure.
It was the most secure.
Most secure election in American history, period.
The process is very secretive.
These machines are built by private companies, which we don't have a right to know what goes on inside those.
What did you see during the software update?
We've uncovered something that they're afraid of.
We didn't consider the machines.
The information found there is the Rosetta Stone.
They made a mistake and left the evidence in the machine.
And you can hide it as well.
It's only what the programmer tells it to say.
It's literally like the difference between going from pickpocketing to credit card fraud.
These people are being selected, not elected.
It's about who gets to count the vote.
They break down my door, terrorize my family.
FBI, federal search warrant.
What do you remember?
Just my mom being handcuffed by the chief of police.
This is not what we do in America.
You could make it all go away, though. You just keep your mouth shut. You could have your life back.
Can't unsee what I've seen.
So that movie, as you could see, came out a couple of years ago. And Tina Peters ultimately went to court, was deemed by the court and found guilty of certain infractions and crimes, was ultimately sentenced to 9 years in prison, which seemed to many, according to reports, quite a very devastating sentence for someone that in testimony claimed to be trying to protect the sanctity of the process within their county. Tina Peters herself and others have a newer version of a video out that I thought would lend a little bit more information. It's got some scenes from the court. It's got some statements that the court made during her trial, and gives a little bit better perhaps sense of what was done leading up to her sentencing. Let's take a look at that.
My name is Tina Peters. According to the media, I'm a Trump-supporting election fraud conspiracy theorist, guilty of perpetuating the big lie. And upon examining those records, there are log files that deal with adjudication. Those are gone.
It's my impression distinctly that you never took your job of clerking particularly seriously.
They're all gone? All of them?
Yes. They would have been gone if I hadn't have done a backup. I was elected by the people of Mesa County. When I told my son that I was thinking of running for office, I had no idea at that time what that would mean.
You abused your position.
You're hurting me.
You're as defiant as a defendant as this court has ever seen.
These people are being selected, not elected.
I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could.
And when the person's vote isn't being honored, something's all just an illusion.
First and foremost, I think it is extremely concerning that an elections official from the state of Colorado is actively working to undermine confidence and spread disinformation about our award-winning voting system.
I used to back the Blues, and I always thought the sheriff's departments throughout the country were the best and everybody else were crap. Well, what they did to Tina Peters today was outrageous. When did they become a communist?
You are no hero, and and you're a charlatan.
The evil these criminals have done to me and my country grieves me so. The upcoming midterm elections are always on my mind. We have to save Colorado as well as our elections. They thought by falsely accusing me and throwing me in jail and prison would finally silence me.
I raised a Navy SEAL. I'm a Gold Star mom. Lost him 4 years ago. I love this country. I believe this is our last chance to save it. Something has to change.
And prison is for those folks where we send people who are a danger to all of us.
What if it costs you your life?
Then I'll be with my son.
Where's my night to daddy?
So for folks that want to follow up and be able to see that video online, you can go to x.com, look up Tina Peters, and you will find it as one of her posts. Again, we want to focus on the announcement this morning by President Trump, and we will track carefully what happens in the coming days. In our estimation, Trump is reticent to make a statement that he's not willing to back up. And so we will be fascinated to see what comes of this now, and join many in hoping for the very best and a very quick and clean solution to free Tina Peters from her incarceration. We will continue to report on this as new facts become available. Thank you for being with us.